What's good, Detroit Sports Nation? I am Eric Vincent, your host here at the DSN News Desk, back again to chop it up with you, the best fan base in the world. I appreciate your time and support, because we got to dig into a pretty heavy topic today, guys. The NFL world dropped some huge news again this week in regards to the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are being penalized severely after being caught tampering and tanking going back to 2019. Now, we saw these reports come out with Brian Flores, their former head coach. He was reportedly in the running for a job in order to be hired and interviewed with the New York Giants, I believe earlier this offseason, a little bit earlier this year. And he didn't get the job. We knew that. But there were text messages that were leaked out between him and Bill Belichick where the Dolphins had already made a decision on hiring their coach before they even got to interview Brian Flores. It's a pretty big deal for a number of reasons, because Flores reported and told the world about this situation. He told us that the Dolphins tried to persuade him into tanking games, and they also tried to persuade him into having conversations with a quarterback who was already under contract with a totally different team in 2019, which is clearly tampering. And the details have now come out to unravel that quarterback was Tom Brady. They were trying to get a contact with Tom Brady in 2019 when he was still playing for the New England Patriots. And not only that, there was also confirmation that the same team was having conversation with Sean Payton, the former coach of the New Orleans Saints. They were having conversations with his agent about possibly stepping in as the Dolphins' new coach, or might be working in their front office. This is a huge deal. This is a huge problem that I'm just sick about, because the Dolphins, they were penalized. They were fined $1.5 million. They're stripped of their 2023 first-round pick, and I believe a third-round pick next season in 2024. But none of that moves me. None of that does anything for me, because what I've been told, what I hear from fans, and what I see in the news, and what I constantly see is that the NFL is so determined about protecting the shield and the integrity of the league. Then why are we dropping this small hammer on Stephen Ross and the Miami Dolphins? I don't even want to say the Miami. Let's just stick with the owners, because the owners are who I have a problem with. NFL owners, to me, are some of the most dirty and corrupt people in not sports history. Sports and NFL history would take it lightly. World history. The majority of NFL owners are some of the dirtiest people in world history. And if the integrity of the league was as important as the NFL tries to pretend that it is, why are things like these being skirted off so lightly? This disgusts me, man. You're not going to sit here and act like a $1.5 million fine is a big deal to an NFL franchise where, keep in mind, the average NFL franchise is worth $4 billion. And you slap them on the wrist with $1.5 million fine and a couple of draft picks. Even the draft picks don't move me, because guess what? They lose one first-round pick that they have in 2023. Guess what? The Dolphins still have another first-round pick. So it's not really like they're losing that much. Yes, it's very helpful to have 2 first-round picks. But when you lose one and have another one in your back pocket, it's not really that big of a deal. This makes no sense to me on how NFL owners are so easily allowed to make mockeries of their franchises, embarrass themselves, and show their behind and what their integrity looks like, and the league does nothing about it. Because again, from what everybody keeps telling me, the shield and the integrity is just so important. And we don't see that in consistency. We see that when it comes to the players. We see them overanalyze and over-penalize players when they get in trouble, when they do something that they seem unfit. So when Calvin Ridley is betting on games and he gets suspended for a year, they make sure to drop the hammer as hard as they can. And be clear, I'm okay with that, because betting on the league that you're playing in does compromise the integrity of the league. I absolutely understand that. And I understand how they come after players who have been guilty and found troubled with sexual assault cases. We've seen players in trouble with drugs, violence, and like just a lot of different things that players get in trouble with. Even things like PEDs, steroids, like they are sure to step in and be as forceful as they can. But where's this same energy for NFL owners? Where has it been? Where has it been when it's time to step up and support the people and the victims and the people that are put in position to be just belittled by these owners? Where was this same energy for Dan Snyder in 2009? We've seen the stories and the allegations come out about how he's been accused of sexual assault with numerous different women. We've seen the same kind of stories come out with guys like Jerry Richardson for the Carolina Panthers back in 2017. He was allowed to just, sell his stake in the team and move on without any kind of repercussion. How is that allowed? He was accused of sexual harassment and racial slurs, confirmed by numerous levels of people, and nothing happened. Robert Kraft, 2019, we didn't forget about you, pal. Caught for soliciting prostitutes at a massage parlor, and nobody cared. Nobody cared. Every time people see Robert Kraft on TV with Meek Mill and whoever else who wants to be hanging out with, it's just Robert Kraft hanging out with the... Nothing. No one cares. Their images are never compromised in these situations. You didn't see Jerry Jones's image get compromised in 2009 when he was accused of sexual assault by numerous female staffs for groping them on the job at practice facilities. He's still in charge of the team. Nobody cares. At what point do owners get held to the same type of standard that players are held to? Because what people kept telling me about Colin Kaepernick, teams can't have a distraction in their locker room when he's kneeling for the anthem and he's constantly talking about the flag and the problems of this country. It's just a distraction to the team. Is it not a distraction to the team that your owner is out putting their hands on women in inappropriate manners? That coaches in NFL ownership like John Gruden are in positions where they're using homophobic slurs, racial slurs, and putting their hands on women where they just get to slide out of the back door and still get roses thrown at their name? Now, be clear. I don't think this is going to go anywhere. I don't think the NFL world is going to hear this and, we got to just do something. But something has to be said, man. This happens way too often in the NFL. I truly believe it when I say that NFL owners are some of the dirtiest people in world history, man. It's disgusting the things that they allow to get away with. But when players are in trouble with something as small as smoking weed, their career is thrown out the door. Hi, Josh Gordon. I'm here with you, bro. Something has to stop, man. And again, don't get it twisted. I'm not sitting up here trying to excuse players for when they do get in trouble. But can we hold everybody to the same standard? Of course not. Because those owners represent the shield as much as Roger Goodell does. It is absolutely disgusting. I hate it to my core. I'm a football junkie. I love being able to watch football in the NFL with my father on the weekends and bond with family time and really enjoy the sport. But the NFL drives me insane with these stories. I'm so tired of their hypocrisy, and I'm disgusted with the nature that they're allowed to just get away with constantly. And I don't see any of the same energy from, again, the league. I don't see it from the fans. I don't see this enough, period. And it's got to stop at some point. I don't think I'm tripping on this. Again, I always love hearing y'all feedback. I don't think I'm tripping on this, but talk to me. Let me know how you feel about this. Talk to me. Let me know down below. What do you feel about this whole Miami Dolphins situation? How do you think that owners are treated in the NFL when they get in trouble? Do you think it's fair? Do you think all this is right? Because again, this all seems like a slap on the wrist. If I'm Stephen Ross, the owner of the Miami Dolphins, who, again, $1.5 million out of my pocket when I'm a billionaire, that means nothing. He's going to miss 6 games where he can't sit in the press box until October 17th. He's not suspended for the season. He's not being removed from the team. He just gets to be sent home for vacation where he can still pocket a check and still own his right and his stake as the owner of the team until October 17th, which is 6 weeks of NFL action he has to miss. It's absolutely disgusting to me. But I really want to hear your feedback. Hit me up. Let me know down below. We got a great write-up from my guy, Michael Whitaker, on DetroitSportsNation.com. Hit us up on the video. Again, hit me with your feedback. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Stay tuned with us so we can keep dropping amazing content for you here on DSN. And I'll be back again to chop it up soon with more news here from the DSN News Desk. I am Eric Vincent. Till next time. Peace.